like the prep looks a lot different. More like it seems like more like an acid watch situation to
Ah,
yeah, and then just apply, like panel wipe and apply. And I can imagine like it's got to have self levelers and stuff in it too. But like just to be able to instead
yeah,
of
super quick and
painstakingly
easy.
like wipe it down, hand apply, make sure you're getting in all the cracks, crevices, all the whatevers. And
Yeah. All right.
anyway,
Well, let's go ahead and dive into today's topic. Patrice, right off the bat, I want to thank you for joining us on a short notice.
No problem.
Aaron was unable to join today. He had family visiting from Hong Kong, which is awesome. So I was like, Aaron, please go spend time with your aunt.
Of course.
So Patrice, thank you for joining on short notice. But today I want to go over the upcoming fall and winter months and how to really prepare for that and kind of get some ideas generated for the slower season, right? So, Patrice, could you talk about your experience last winter compared to the winter before that?
Um, 2 years ago. So normally we would sped up work until about roughly October, and then November, December, January, February would do like maybe. I'd be lucky if I'd be making 8 to 10 grand a month.
Wow.
And last year, so what we did differently is all these videos of the marketing videos. On average, I think during the wintertime was between 35 to 40.
In the
So,
winter months.
and the winter months, like most of my people that I know in the industry, we're all friends basically. Even though we're competitors, we're friends. Um,
Yeah.
they're like, dude, we don't have any work. How come you're going at it? Well, man, it's just the marketing, the publicity, the work that comes out. I mean, people think that we don't do this stuff during the wintertime. Once
Right.
they do realize that we do it, man, they just keep coming and coming. I'm preparing for this winter, actually, and I think this winter is going to be even crazier than last winter. So,
Yes. Yeah, I imagine that as well. Um, but one thing I want to mention here is, Patrice, you are in Canada.
yep,
Okay. So it's not like,
up
he
north.
gets 1 week. It's not like he gets 1 week of snow and that's it. No,
No,
it's a
snow.
lot.
Yes. So depending on the years, like last year, we barely got any snow. I want to say that if we
It
got
actually was
maybe,
a relatively easy
yeah,
winter.
mild, very mild to hot winter. Honestly, I think I did my. I think I took out the quad maybe 8 times during the winter to do the driveway. That was it. So
Wow.
and the way that it's going right now, even though it's like the temperature is a little bit down, it's like 22, 25. It's a little bit windy, but it's still sunny hot.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know what kind of winter is going to come, but normally winter starts mid November. That's where it starts to snow. And basically, end of March, beginning of April, it stops. There are some winters where like we didn't get any snow until the first week of December. Sometimes it wouldn't even snow until after Christmas. So it depends on the years. The years don't. They're not the same at all. They come and go, but they're not the same. So
That is true. And the reason I mentioned that you're in Canada, Patrice, is because you're able to see those extremes, right? Right. And
people, believe me when I say this, people don't want to come and live here.
no, man, no.
Nope.
And like even the way Patrice is describing his mild winter here in the north part of the US where I live in Washington state, that is, we would not consider that a mild winter. We would consider that like don't drive on the road, stay in the house, huddle up and stay
For us,
warm.
like minus 15 Celsius is like this is mild. It's a mild winter, where if it really is cold, you're hitting the minus 30, minus 35. As of minus 25, you can start to consider that cold weather. So minus 25 Celsius is I don't know the conversion by heart, but
-5
well, minus
uh
25.
-25 Celsius to Fahrenheit.
Yeah, do that.
That is negative 13 Fahrenheit.
Yeah,
Negative 13 Fahrenheit.
and that's I'm not counting. I'm not counting the humidity. This is just the temperature. Okay, so if you
That
put in the humidity factor, you can add an easy a 5 to 7 degrees more. So you'd be looking like minus 30, minus 32. It's not
yes,
the temperature itself, it's the humidity that kills you. During the
yeah,
wintertime, it's so humid that it gets right through the bones. Even though you have your thick winter coat, you know, you have the toques, you got the mitts, you got the snow boots and everything. It's so reverse that during the summertime. It might be plus 25, but as soon as the humidity hits, it might be plus 35, plus 36. So it's an extra 10 to 12 degrees during the summer. So basically, humidity suffocates you during the summertime,
right.
and it gets you right through the bone during the wintertime. So it's like, and like I was telling you in the past, one day I can have 4 seasons in one day, all depending. Like morning, I wake up, it's sunny. About noon, it's going to be snowing. By 3 o'clock, it's spring, and at 8 o'clock at night, it's fall. So, and then the next day, you're at the mercy of Mother Nature here. So we're in a valley,
Yeah,
and we're sitting right directly on tectonic plates. So we get earthquakes every day, small ones, but every single day we get those. And we're in a specific area where we should be getting a lot more tornadoes, and we're not getting as much as we should be. We're lucky. We're lucky with that.
okay, so that was your mild, like quote
Yeah.
unquote mild winter,
Yes.
which is
Yeah.
hilarious because here in the US that would not be the case.
Yeah.
So we say all of this because I think Patrice, because he lives in Canada, and we're talking about, you know, making it through the fall and winter months,
Yeah.
is able to kind of show the worst case scenario that we can use here in other parts of Canada and here in the US to really get a good feel for how effective a lot of the strategies that we're going to talk about are.
Mm-hmm.
So, just to dive in here real quick, Patrice, I think the first thing that I want to emphasize when it comes to preparing for the fall and winter months is we notice in a ramp up in following up with leads, right?
Yeah.
When it's spring, summer seasons, right? You have the wind at your backs, meaning you have more demand. You have
Yes.
more ceramic coating leads who are more willing to get their vehicle coated
Mm-hmm.
versus the winter time. When winter time comes, what does that look like for you, Patrice, in terms of follow ups?
Basically, that's where we would, do email or text blast, that people have that we weren't able to close during the summertime. Yeah, that there's still openings, and then we push it. We kind of sugarcoat it a little bit. We'll put incentives like free carpet treatment or free window ceramic on all the windows, so on and so forth, to entice people to come in at that point. Give them a big deal, you know. And of course, retargeting, marketing. I don't know. I won't say this enough. Marketing. Like put your videos out there, send email blasts. I don't know, once every 2 months, and entice people. Make them a good offer so that people can come in. So that's how you're gonna keep working during the winter time. Of course, your workmanship has a lot to do with it too. So the more 5-star ratings that you have, and people will actually go and look at those ratings. So the better ratings you have, the more work are going to come in as well. So, and
That
word of mouth is the same thing.
that is a great point, especially with the marketing. I'm
Yeah.
super biased when it comes to the marketing side of things,
Oh,
obviously, but I think it does make a big difference in the long run. When you look back at the winter months, it might you might correlate the drop in revenue with a need to cut back in ad spend, right? And I think some sort of a cutback is okay, but when you take it to the extremes of no advertising at all, that's really where it becomes like a downward spiral, right? A negative flywheel.
I wouldn't be. I'll be so bold as to say, don't even come back on marketing. Actually, put more towards marketing. So during the summertime, just pile up your money to have enough money to put more money into marketing the wintertime. Why? Because the more visibility you have, people are going to see you on a daily basis. It's going to intrigue them. They're going to fill the form. First thing you know, you're going to book those. Why? Because we've been doing it for X amount of time. and we know our competitors, they don't do this stuff. They don't do it.
No. In fact, that becomes the gut reaction when
Yes.
you notice that drop off in number of leads, in website leads,
Yep.
inquiries, is hey, okay, we see a reduction, let's just cut out the ad spend. But three, so you're talking about from your personal experience, right? So I think this is something that became super apparent last winter. Can you talk about um, when you started, when you were advertising throughout the winter compared to when there was a time that you were not?
So, like I was saying at the beginning, like without the advertisement, we would do like maybe $8,000 or $10,000 a month. Like barely doing, I would say more 8 than 10. Barely getting any work at all. So trying to figure out, okay, what can we do? And that's roughly when when I reached back to you and said, okay, let's pull the trigger and do it. And as soon as we did, I think it was in February, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
that
Yes.
reached out. And as soon as we pulled the trigger, man, boom, 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 it just started to come in like crazy, and it hasn't stopped. So it's been relentless since that point. So needless to say, if you don't market yourself and you don't put money into marketing, you're going to suffer the consequences of not doing it. Unless, and I do say this, okay, unless you are or you have been in business for at least 10 to 15 years, your brand is renowned,
Right.
you're the go-to guy in your area, people know you, you might be able to do it without marketing. But if you're starting out, like maybe a 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years that you've been in business, I strongly suggest that you market yourself, put the money into marketing, and you know what? Don't neglect this part. It's very important. Google Ads. I know it's expensive. I know that it's
Yeah.
thanks, Bill. It's a lot
Yeah.
of money. It's a lot of money to compete on Google, but Facebook as well. If you put the two and two together, I can guarantee you one thing that's going to happen. For every Google lead that's going to come in, you're going to book them at least your conversion ratio is going to be at least 50%, if not more. And as far as Facebook is concerned, you're going to close at least maybe 2 leads out of 10. So put that in perspective and put that into numbers. That might reflect 35 to 40,000 in a month
Yeah.
just on ceramic coatings and paint protection film. You're not touching window tint. You're not touching vinyl wrap. You haven't touched any boats. You haven't touched industrial. You haven't touched, houses.
Or the
Houses are.
insides of a vehicle.
Oh, it's endless at this point. So,
Yeah. And just to piggyback off that,
yep,
wintertime is when I really get excited about advertising and marketing in general because all the detailers, all the marketing companies out there that were getting great results throughout the wintertime noticed a big drop off and they get scared or they start to, do
yep,
other things that open up the floodgates to getting a better bang for your buck on Facebook, for example. Google, what we've noticed so far, not as much. Really depends, right? If you have the
yep,
budget, go for it. But the thing with Google is that the search volume dies down even more. So even
yes,
in peak season, search volume is anywhere between for a ceramic coating. If you leave in a decently sized audience, anywhere between 100 to about 1,000 searches per month for just ceramic coatings. And those are just searches, those aren't leads, right? You might be able to convert two to
one
four, no, yeah,
one
3 to
percent.
5 in a given month.
Yep,
So you're having to rely heavily on the search volume, which dies down in the winter months. So that's where we focus on Facebook a lot
yep.
more because now you have a lot less competitors advertising on Facebook. And with the right video content, you really open up yourself to
That's
a
true.
whole what's the term? A whole like blue ocean, right?
Well, of course, now that's vast. You're
Yes.
you got so many clients because what's happening is that companies will actually cut the budget for marketing during the winter time because it's going to be scarce for them. Okay.
Right.
Well, I have this saying is if you're drowning, please let me help you, and I'll take the garden hose and I'll put it directly in your mouth and I'll make sure you drown. So, well,
God.
business is war. Business is war, and that's how business is done. But the thing is, if you stop the marketing during the winter time, your competitor is going to be doing the marketing in your place. So you're
And
going to
now
be
think,
so
yeah,
at the end of the spectrum, he's going to be making money during the winter. He's going to be putting money into his pockets while you're not. So guess what happens when spring comes in?
he
You're
has a
starting your
way
marketing.
bigger
You're
lead.
already behind the eight ball. So
Yeah.
you're trying to catch up, but you'll never catch him up because he's already got a leg on you. So he's going to keep moving forward. So instead
Yeah.
of stopping the marketing, put more money into marketing at that point. I don't say double your budget, but at least let's say you put $30 a day. Well, instead, put maybe 20 more. Put $50 a day instead of 60. So you have more visibility at that point. So the
Yeah.
more visibility you have during the wintertime, you'll have an influx of leads that are going to come in. Hence, more influx of leads, a better chance of closing, and a better chance of closing is more revenue for you during the wintertime. So that can go um, uh, into your sock, so to be able to withstand the wintertime. So when spring comes in, you're already at $50. Don't go down to 30. Stick it to 50. The money
Yeah.
that you piled up during the wintertime is giving you that flexibility to stay at 50. And guess what happens?
Your
Go from
competitors are
50,
still at 30.
bump it up to 65. And then so on and so forth. Go. So the more you budget in, the more visibility you get, the more you're going to be in front of your competitors. And at one point, your competitors are going to do exactly what they're doing in our area. They're just going to go, oh, fuck it.
Yeah. Yes. And one thing I want to mention there is you touched on the recognition part, right?
Yeah.
So if they don't become a lead, you're still winning by increasing your brand recognition,
Yes.
getting your face out there, educating people on your product. So now it becomes easier, right? When spring comes, it
Yep.
becomes easier. They already know, like, and trust you. They know your price. They know what you offer, and you're still advertising in front of them.
Yes. You brought a good point, and it's just in my head right now. I don't want to forget it. Let's say you don't have any jobs. Let's say for maybe 2 days or 3 days, on your calendar that you don't have any jobs. What you can do during those days is still go on Facebook, do Facebook lives, and talk about a subject.
Yes.
Talk
This
about
is what
something.
Patrice did.
Yes. So make people look at you. So I don't know. Talk about paint protection film. Talk about ceramic coatings. Talk about paint correction. I don't know. Talk about paint defects that you see on cars from manufacturers. Um, talk about swirls. Whatever. Just pick a subject. Go do a Facebook live and talk. What's going to happen? And make sure you put your hashtags uh, and so on and so forth. And what's going to happen is that people are going to start to view this video, and they're going to start to share, and make sure you share it on your own web page, a web page, but on your own Facebook page. And make sure when you put the hashtag that you put the hashtag of your own business name on there. So that's what's going to happen. It's going to act as a slingshot. Boom, you're
Yeah.
going to go everywhere. So people
All
are going to start,
organic.
oh yeah, people are going to view you, and they're going to go, oh, oh yeah, I remember this guy. Oh yeah, that's right. He does ceramic coatings. Guess what's going to happen? They're going to either fill up the form, or they're going to call you. Hey, I was inquiring about blah 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 blah. So you're always doing something. You have visibility, and you're always in front of your competition.
Yes. And that's what we say when we say that's what we mean when we say marketing, right? It doesn't have to be with ads, right? That's one form of marketing. It could be organic through email blasts, text blasts, which we'll go into detail.
Yep.
But the cool thing about doing those lives, and you can go on Facebook on Patrice's business page, and you can see that he did those lives. So this is just a great way, right? Somebody sees your ad, they click on your
Yep.
Facebook page. Now they have a rabbit hole to go down, right? They can get more information before they even become a lead. And now, by the time they're ready to become a lead, they're more educated. They see the value in everything you have to offer. They know exactly how much time goes into it. They can kind of get a good idea of what the pricing would be, you know, and more importantly, how you operate as a business owner, right? Your
Yeah.
personality. And you'll be surprised at how many people would just feel more and more comfortable by seeing you, whether it's an ad, a video, a live stream, and they get more and more comfortable with you. So by the time they're ready, you're their go-to
But
guy.
better yet too is that, we always talk about, video content. Video content is king, but you have to prepare yourself, a way of preparing yourself for winter time. And I do say about, let's say let's pick up a subject, paint correction. Okay, it's as easy as putting tape on a hood and then showing people what, one part of that hood which is not done, not clay bar, not iron decon, and then a one-step correction and a two-step correction. Then you remove the tape and then you show people the difference. You're doing that live, right? I can guarantee you that will garnish you phone calls. It will garnish you leads. Leads are going to come in because what you've intrigued them as to, oh, I didn't know what paint correction was. Not everybody
Yes.
knows what paint correction is. So, and then if you do paint protection film or window tint, do the same exact thing. What's the difference between carbon and ceramic window film? Okay, what's the difference between an 8 mil and a 10 mil film? What are the specific areas you should be installing on the car? And better yet, why don't you just film yourself while you're actually doing it? And then what you do, you take that video and you put it up on Facebook. Put the hashtag and everything. That will actually get you visibility. So,
Yep.
and one thing not to, and there is another social media platform to not neglect, and it's YouTube.
YouTube.
That
Yes.
it's a search engine.
Yes.
So
YouTube is, and the cool thing with YouTube is you can take your video links. One, you're putting it out there, right? So
yep,
you can link to it on your website. You can link on it through the ads on your
yes,
Facebook page, right? And now, like I mentioned earlier, you give them that rabbit hole to go down, right?
definitely.
While giving them more information, while building that value. Yes, it is over a longer period of time, but think about how many people would inquire, right? Depending on how many people follow you on Facebook, it could be 2 to 3 per week of just organic people on top of the advertising that you're doing. Or they can mix and kind of go hand in hand, right? Hey, I saw your ad. I wasn't ready to submit a lead form or get a quote, but I did go on your Facebook page. I did go on your YouTube channel. I saw the videos. I'm intrigued. You got me hooked, Patrice. So
Um, you know what? Even better yet, like we're approaching Halloween, right? We're
yes,
very close to Halloween, so we're going to be pretty close to do our blast here for Halloween. We got something up the sleeve here that we're working on for Halloween. So, and then we'll have something else for Boxing Day. So after Christmas. So you have to choose specific dates where during those slow times you can entice people to actually come in. Um, it could be as easy as just ceramic coating the front windshield for free. I know it costs maybe $40 normally for you to do that you would charge to do the windshield. Do it for free. Just give it in. Say, hey, get a free window ceramic applied to your windshield with this package. I don't know if normally you charge I don't know $1,000 for a 5-year ceramic coating. Well, say, hey, only for Halloween or for the week of Halloween, let's say, I don't know, from the 26th to the 31st,
yeah,
get $100 discount or $200 discount on the 5-year. Instead of being $1,000, it's $800. So clients are going to go, oh, I'm saving $200. Let's go ahead and do it right now. Put little enticements into people so that your winter months get filled in.
yeah. So Patrice, we touched on this last week with Aaron, or no, the time
That
that
was me.
the week before that when Aaron was on,
Yes.
we touched on why discounts, and I say discounts in quotes, right? Why is
Yep.
that important, right? If I'm a detailer, why would I want to discount my services?
So, why would you want to discount your services?
How could I,
It,
as a detailer, benefit from discounting my services?
you're
Isn't
you're
that
so I'll be careful with the word discount. Okay,
yes?
you're not really discounting. Okay, what you're doing is that you're making the client believe that you're giving him something in return, or actually he's actually paying for it. Okay, so I'll give you a prime example of that. Um, so when clients come to our place, we say, hey, we'll give you the carpet treatment and the window treatment as well for ceramic coating. Okay. We tell people the car has to be vacuumed before it comes in. We open the doors, we look, it's spot clean. We take the fabric, poof, 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 right in there. Takes us no more than 30 seconds to do a car, maybe 45 seconds at the most. It costs us about maybe $1 to do that. Okay. We advertise it as being a $250 offer. Okay. Because normally what we would do, we would include interior, do the vacuum, so on and so forth. It's actually $250 for real, but we advertise as such. All the windows on the vehicle, we charge normally $200 to $250. So we tell them, hey, we're going to give you this freebie here. It's worth $250. With just those words, I'm actually giving that to them, but at the same token, my price, the price that I give them for paint protection film or ceramic coating, they think it's discounted, but it's not. They're paying full price for it. You guys see where I'm getting at here?
Yeah. So we're framing it as a discount,
Yeah,
but we're
but you're
giving
not
them
discounting anything.
right. And we're basically kind of playing into how the consumer buys, right?
Yeah.
Because what is one of the first things that you hear when you get on a call with somebody? What's the price? Right? Right? And usually the conversation would get steered in a way where it's headed towards a discount, right? If you're giving them your actual like your your price
You
that
gotta
you
be
would do
you
it
gotta be
for,
fast. So when you're talking about that, you gotta be fast at calculating. Okay.
yeah.
So if you know right off the bat they're looking for a price, they're looking for a discount, just take your normal price, add the taxes to it, so you'll know. You'll say, oh, okay, so my 5 year is $1,000. So this, I don't know, you guys pay 6% tax. Okay, so 6% tax, $60, 1,060. So now I would have to say, okay, so I discount him. Let's say if he wants a discount, so my normal price would be $1,350. So I'll discount you $200 and taxes 1,060. So advertise it as being 1,350 on the phone. Hey, it's 1,350 normally, but just for you today, since you call, I'll do it for you for 1,060, taxes and everything.
Or we have our Halloween special.
Oh
We're
yeah,
gonna knock
that's
off
another one.
$200 off all our
Yeah.
coding packages. And again, this is how consumers buy, right?
Yes.
Because they want the price, they want the best price. And really, if you think about it fundamentally, it's not even about the dollar amounts. It's really about their perceived value for what they think they're getting, right? They're getting all these benefits, right? They're getting
Uh-huh.
ceramic coating on their paint, their trim, the wheel, the tires, the
Yeah.
windshields, right? So if you stack those things, now the perceived value gets increased by a lot, right?
Give you a prime example of this. We had a client here with a Mercedes GLE 53 doing a full front on the car, and the guy called a competitor because, so I got the full front with the headlights for $14.95. I said, well, us is $15.95. And I looked at the client and says, really, you're going to hackle me for $100 here? And he's like, yeah, but the guy does it for $14.95. I said, how long of a drive do you have to drive to go and see him? He says, 45 minutes. That's all right. Be my guest. Go ahead and drive 45 minutes and save $100. He's like, no, but I want to do business with you. I said, well, call him on the phone right now, and I want to hear the conversation go. He calls him up, and guy goes, yeah, it's between 14 to 15 upon evaluation of your car. And he says, yeah, what about the ceramic coat, a 5-year ceramic coating? Yeah, normally it's $1,000, but why not? Right now we have a special. We can do it for $700. He says, all right, thank you. He hung up the phone. And I looked at him. I said, look, he told you between 14 to 15 upon inspection of your vehicle, upon evaluation. So I said, honestly, he didn't say headlights. He said the full front. I didn't hear the word headlights in there. So I said,
Yeah.
and I said, this 5-year coating at $700. I said, kudos to him if he's doing it for that price. But I said, my 5-year here with a one step is $1,000, and I'm not going to do it for $700. So be my guest if you want to leave and you want to go there. Guess what happened? He says, don't worry. He says, I have you. I said, I paid a deposit. I'm sticking with you guys. So perception, you nailed it right
Exactly.
there. So perception in his head was like $700. That's cheap. So there's something wrong with the $700 there. Normally it's $1,000. I'll do it for 700. You're knocking off $300 right off the bat on the phone like that. There's something wrong right there. A wrong way of actually marketing that price. It's the wrong way.
Yes.
Never, 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 never do that on the phone. Never do that. You just shut yourself in the foot.
Yeah, and I think, Patrice, that could be an entire episode. Perceived
Oh, yeah.
value and how to frame it to
Yeah.
where they can see what you see, and the choice becomes obvious when they're trying to compare quotes. But when it comes to giving pricing, right? That's why we want to count. We want to assume that that lead is going to ask for a discount, or they're going to want a
Yeah.
special, or
Mhm.
some freebie, right? And you could work that into your offer if you know that's going to happen, and you've had enough conversations where it's like, man, I'm tired of discounting my services. It feels like I'm not I'm not earning what I feel like I should be earning,
Yeah.
right? And now, instead of just discounting your existing prices, bump it up $200, and boom, that's your discount right there.
Yeah, or that, or like I was saying, you stick to your guns, you stick to your price, okay, but you offer something else instead that has very little cost to
Yes,
you to do it, but it has
that's
a
another
big
one.
value. Just like I was saying, ceramic coating windows, it's going to cost you what? I don't know, $10 to do all the windows, maybe 15 at the most throughout the bottle. And as far as the carpet is concerned, it's going to cost you $1 to do that with all the sprays and everything. So, I mean, worst comes to shove, it's going to cost you $20, $20 for $500 of freebies, and it's
Yeah.
going to take you what? I don't know, half 20 minutes, 25 minutes to do both services. I mean, to
And
me,
guess
it's what?
what? That lead now has a positive perception about your business. Hey, Patrice was willing to help me out. He was willing to work with me.
5-star review.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why perception in framing a
Yes.
discount, again, a discount in quotes, because we're getting the price that we want, but we're framing it in a way that the lead is getting a deal, they're getting an offer.
Yeah.
Um,
I'll
that
come
just
back
makes
to
sense to
these.
them.
I know Tim
Oh
Hortons is
yes, yes,
Tim Horton is only in Canada. I know there is some in New York City, but there's only $5 on this. We call this $5 for 5 stars. So we give those to our clients, and we say, "Hey, here's a gift. It cost us $5. Okay, we give that to them. This is $5 for 5 stars. Go enjoy $5 on us, but please give us 5-star review. Look at your beautiful vehicle. Look at the workmanship that we did. We would really appreciate it if you would do that for us, please."
yeah.
So put
And
some enticement, into the offer, so meaning what I'm trying to say is offer something that your competition is not offering.
and offers in general are probably not getting done by your competitors. So
No.
this is where you can get a leg up on your competition. So going into the winter months, think about this, right? Going into the winter months, your competitors stop advertising, right?
Yeah.
You still keep your ad budget the same or you increase it throughout the winter time. Now you're reaching more people. It's costing you less to get a lead. You're getting better bang for your buck.
Yeah.
Plus, you're giving them the educational content they need. So once worst case scenario, once winter time or once springtime and summertime comes around, now you have that lead in your CRM.
You're
Hey
gonna have
John, check out our
bucks.
spring special. Yes. So
Yeah,
not only are you beating
you're
out
gonna
your
be busy. You're gonna
competitors,
be busy.
oh yeah, it's the best way to tee up your spring
Yeah.
season, and it happens in the fall and winter months if you apply what we're talking about here. And for the most part, our agency is able to guide the advertising portion of it, right? But the content, this is where content is really king, is in the winter time, because it's costing you less to get a lead, and they're more receptive. They're more willing to watch where you're showing them, instead of them getting bombarded with other detailing ads and other
Right.
services from all of your competitors. Now it's just you, right? It's just you. You have the stage. You have the command power to
Oh,
to really modify their perception going into spring and summertime. right?
Hey, you know what? I'll give you another idea here. This is totally a freebie. These are just ideas that are popping up. Educational videos. Why not do a podcast? But a
A
live
local
podcast.
podcast.
Yeah, but a
Yeah.
live podcast on social media. Could be on Facebook, could be on YouTube, could be whatever platform you choose. But if you do a live podcast and you talk about a given subject, people see you, you're interacting with people. You can have people come into your live podcast and you can interact with these people. So you're getting visibility.
Another idea here, you can do that same podcast with a customer. Hey, John,
Yeah.
would you be willing to sit down and just talk about your experience from start to finish? We'd love to get a recording of
Yes.
it. And now we can use that as marketing material.
Yes. Very good
So,
idea, actually.
yeah, it not only are you getting a video testimonial from that customer, but now you can advertise that and show more future customers from the actual customer telling them about their experience. So, yeah, Patrice, let's go into
Yep.
the back end side of marketing, right? The text blast and email blast. So this kind of ties into where you're talking about with the
Yeah.
specials. What have you found when it comes to sending out text blast and email blast during the fall and winter months?
Run that by me again. You said what way?
Yeah, what have you found to be like the difference maker when it comes to sending out text and email blasts during the fall and winter months?
Between the two or the two together?
The two together, like just
The two
sending
together?
out email blasts and text blasts throughout the fall and winter months. What kind of
Well,
impact has that made?
well, you get an influx of people actually coming in and say, hey, I want to get this deal. So they actually, so our sales guy gets on the button, calls the customer and say, hey, you want to book in right now for this deal? Sure. Boom. So it automatically you're actually getting clients to book with you. You're not going to get every single one of them. So some are going to say, hey, thank you, but it's not the right time for me, or it's not in my budget right now. They're going to, I'm going to come back and wait a little bit. So, you got to work a little bit more to close those if you're able to. But like I said, those people, when you do email or text blasts, just say, you have to think it this way. Those clients are already in the system, but they're dormant. So you're waking them up, okay? And it's money that you didn't have before, but you're going to get now.
Yeah.
So that was money that was sleeping that's actually coming in. So
Yeah.
that's what those emails and text blasts do. They're waking up your leads that are dormant and waking them up and say, oh, okay, this is what I was waiting for. Let's jump on this.
Yeah. And a lot of the time it'll come down to them finally being ready, right? They saw a piece of content or they learned something new that pushed them over the edge, but they never reached out to you. But now they have this text or email blast that they got from you, Patrice, and now there's that door opens to rekindle that conversation.
Yes. Some of these leads will take 2, 3, 4 months before they pan out. But once
It's
they do,
insane.
though,
Yeah.
once they do, then it's like an overflow. Then the floodgates open. It's like one after the other. It doesn't stop, and then it stops back again. And then you're gonna go. The first week's gonna go by. You're gonna go, oh man, I haven't booked. But you have a certain goal that you want to attain during that month, and you're freaking out because that month is not booked yet. That week, I mean. And then you start to hit the second week, and then all of a sudden, it just goes out of control. And then you booked whatever goal you had for the month. So again, marketing, email, text blast, text blast. Put yourself out there.
Yeah, I think that's the underlying theme here is
Yeah.
like we mentioned last week, right? Be flexible with people with, how you frame, how you give them quotes,
Yes.
be in front of them with video content. And it doesn't have to be with advertising, right? You could do Facebook Lives, the podcast that you mentioned, photos, right? Just staying relevant, staying active. You don't want to go throughout the fall and winter months without any social media activity, right? or without doing any sort of events or things like that. You want to be active because it may not seem when you're in the day to day, it may not seem like it's compounding, but when you look back a couple weeks, man, now your list has grown. Now you've closed an extra 2 leads this month, right?
You could potentially be, I don't know. I'll give you another example. You could be on vacation, okay, somewhere down, I don't know, in Cuba or the DR. I don't care where you are. Do a Facebook Live. Hey, we're on vacation here, blah blah blah. Look at this beautiful resort, na na na. Every single day, just do a 2 minute, 3 minute live, and then show around. You know what you're doing. That'll
Yeah.
entice people to look. You're still having people look at you. So when you come back, guess what happens? Oh, leads.
It stacks up. It definitely does. It
Yeah.
definitely does, without a doubt. Okay. And then, one thing I do want to mention here to wrap up is the holiday season, how to really capitalize on the holiday season. So, holiday season here in the US would be, the week of Thanksgiving all the way towards the new year.
Yeah.
So, Patrice, last December and, the end of November, you saw a lot of growth. Can you
Yes.
walk me through, the different promotions that we were running, or anything that was different that you definitely noticed from last December to the December before that?
So I think that last December we had the boxing sale running, and that we had an influx of leads come in. Like we were booking people at that point. Um, Compare, because we didn't have the Halloween thing set up or anything like that. We didn't have any specials during the summertime at
Right.
all the way up. And I was keen into saying, hey, you know what? I'll do one discount or one special a year, and that'll be the Boxing Day. And as soon as I would do it, I would say, okay, you get a 10% discount on ceramic coating, a 15% discount on PPF, and 30% on the total. And people would go, hey, what's your total? So the total is a full body PPF. Okay, I'm giving you a 30% discount on that. So people go, well, what's your price for a full body? I said, well, it starts at $5,500. And they go, with 30% discount, that's over $1,500. Yep, exactly.
Boom.
At that point, honestly, to me, and you have to look at it as volume. I didn't care if I was making $1,500 a car. I didn't care about that. Okay, if I do 10 cars, I just did $15,000.
Easy.
So
And
what's
again,
what is my 30% equals to? What is my ROI on that 30%?
way bigger than the 30% that you're
There you go.
knocking off.
Well, you
And
do that once a year.
that doesn't even mention the referrals, the word of
No.
mouth, the reviews, right? So there's also second and third order kind of effects of
What?
doing a discount. So, and one thing I do want to mention is this was in December.
Yeah.
Historically, the slowest season of the entire year, right next to February. But if this goes to show that if you can really take advantage of the holiday season, right? Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve,
Yep.
Christmas Day, New Year's, right? You can do a different sort of promotion for each one of those. But the most important thing is to really begin thinking about what kind of offer you want to incentivize people with. And I will say that the better the offer, the more people that will bite on it. So like you
Oh,
mentioned,
definitely.
30%. I can imagine a whole lot of your competitors would be willing to knock off 30% off of full body PPF.
But believe me when I tell you, I had some phone calls that worked. That were funny.
Man. So not only is it keeping you and your staff busy, but you're also growing your customer list, right?
Yes.
So, and in the slowest month of the entire year. So like,
There are some days like after Boxing Day, after the 26th, all the way up to about mid January, it's kind of slow because now, people spend a lot of money on Christmas gifts, so on and so forth. So it's kind of a
yeah,
little bit slow up until I want to say, middle of February. After that, it's like no holds barred. It's like a new influx of money that come into the wallet, and then they just go at it.
Yeah, that's exactly what we see from our client base,
Yeah.
across for our US clients. That's exactly what we see. So spring really starts, if it's a good spring towards the beginning of April, right? Where the snow's kind of melting off and
Yeah.
temperatures rise a little bit. And then going into late October, early November, things start to slow down. But then Thanksgiving, right? If you're pushing a Thanksgiving special, you can still keep that momentum going into the Christmas season, right? Or the holiday season. So you do your Thanksgiving special, then right after Thanksgiving, you switch it to your holiday special, and that momentum will carry you, like you mentioned, Patrice, up until about the second week of January. And then from January, um, if you could just keep that momentum going into March or April, that's exactly kind of what we see across our
Yeah.
client base. So it's really not even that much of a slowdown. Yes, it is compared to the peak season, but when you look at it compared to your competitors, you're actually growing, right? Because everything we mentioned, right? You're leaning on your list with text and email blast. You're offering different specials and discounts to get them to bite, and you're putting yourself out there with a blue ocean, right? You're not having to, you know, increase your budget just because your competitors increase their budget. Now you're kind of getting bid out. You have the stage to yourself, so you can
Right.
really capitalize on it if you do it the right way. And it's not even that, it's not super simple or it's not super complex. You just have to get your phone out, record what you're working on, talk about what you're already an expert in, just put it out there.
The more visibility, the more money comes in.
Yeah. So in a nutshell, that's getting through the holiday season. Kyle, Robert here. Anybody on the Facebook group have any questions um, regarding what we covered here? If no questions, I'll go ahead and wrap things up. Patrice, this
Right.
has been a great call. I appreciate your time again on short notice for
Not a
coming
problem.
through.
Anytime.
Always appreciated, man.
All
So
right.
yes, if anybody has any questions, please send us a message. Put it in the Facebook group if it's a sales question, and we're here.
Oh,
Kyle
Kyle has a
says
just would
would
like
like
to
to find a
find
way
a
to,
way to better price. What do you mean better price? Are you talking about the client that's asking for a better price
or giving prices.
or giving prices? I'm muted.
Kyle, go ahead and talk. Let me know if
Let's
you can
see.
hear us.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay. I'm talking like better price. Like right now, I mean, I didn't get too much training or anything coming in. I mean, I've been a salesman my whole life, so that comes easy to me. But like, pretty much, we're just they make me tell people 1900 or 2000, and we're running a $200 off special because you found us through Facebook, and that's it. And that to people that doesn't really entice them too much. So I was even sitting here just doing numbers like, I don't know, I know as a consumer, if you're just like 200 off, you're like, okay, cool. But like saying, okay, you're getting 25% off or 30% off, that sounds more enticing. But like, I want to find a better way to try to hook people, because like you said, the call
Okay.
is every single time just what's the price, and I explain the company, I explain the product and what we do and everything, and people are
Mhm.
just still like, what's the price? And every time they're just like, okay, well, there's like nothing that I feel to hook them too well. So I want to
Okay.
get
Great
better at
question.
Okay. So basically, if a client comes in and asks for the price right off the bat, you never give up the price. First of all, you
No.
always, you have to, yeah. I'm not going to show you how to sell since you're a sales guy, but you're going to go through the motion of explaining everything, blah 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 blah. But you keep it short and sweet,
Yeah,
and
I
and, that,
build
and
the
that,
value, and then they
yeah.
just
So once you give them the price, okay, you have to entice them, okay. So it's like handing a baby his lollipop, okay. He wants it, but you're not giving it to them yet because he hasn't done what you're asking him for, okay.
hmm
So what you're gonna do, you're gonna say, hey, you know what? With this awesome deal that we're giving you today, okay, we're gonna give you a full carpet treatment in your car. Okay, it's a $250 freebie. And then we're going to ceramic coat all your windows. That's another $250 freebie. So you're getting $500 worth of freebies. Plus, on top of that, if you have like a loaner car, you get the loaner car on top of that. So you can drop off the car and drive off with the loaner while we're working on your vehicle. Okay.
Yeah, that's the big thing that I run into more than anything is all these people are like, I would absolutely do it, but I can't have I can't be carless for 3, 4 days. So they were talking about trying to do a loaner car or whatever, but I'm like, I've started telling people Uber now does car rentals and stuff, and I'm like, you could actually go through there and they're reasonably priced and things like that. But then again, people just see that as another like, $200-300 for those days that they'd need to spend. So that's just been my biggest like speed bump is just trying to figure out how to get around, the no car and stuff like that because we don't have a loaner or anything right now. But that seems to be my biggest speed bump.
They should get a loaner, or they should do business with again either Uber or Discount or any other rent-a-car to get some very, very good prices for clients. And clients nowadays, I think they want everything handed
Yeah.
feed to them. So what you can do is you add it to the bill and say, hey, we can have a car for you, blah blah blah. This is the car, and you add it to the bill. They're going to
Okay.
pay it one way or the other, but it's kind of seamless. And you can even add at the end of that, hey, you know what? If, I know, it could be a little bit tight on the wallet a little bit, but we offer financing,
Okay.
That would
for
be a
monthly low
huge
price,
yes.
monthly low price, and they're going to go, oh, what's the interest rates look like? And you go, well, the interest rate is not really a concern right now. What we really want to concern is to go with the lowest monthly amount for you. So, and these are open contracts. You can reimburse them at any given point. So does it really matter whether it's 5% or 15% or 0% interest at the
Okay,
end of the
yeah,
day?
that I didn't even know that that's something we could do. I mean,
Oh, of
I've literally
course.
been told our bottom line is 1,700, don't go below that. So it's just trying to like, the trucks and cars and stuff is 2,000, 2,100, and then you knock the $200 off. Or if they, can take a spot on Monday and do us a favor, we'll knock an additional 100 off. And I mean, everybody is like,
Yeah.
cool, that sounds great, but it's just not that enticing.
No,
Yeah.
this is the old way. This is the old way of doing stuff. So, we normally, even me and Aaron, we follow training with Jeremy Miner as far as a sales training is concerned. Uh, Jeremy uses neuro emotional programmable questions, persuasion questions. Sorry. So it's a totally different approach to selling. So
Okay.
I'll give you a prime example. Um, say the person wants the price right off the bat. I totally understand that you want the price. I'll get to that. So I think what's really important right now is that we concentrate on what exactly are your needs. Does that sound good to you?
Okay. Yeah,
So
because
you're,
even like the windows and stuff too, it's
yeah,
I do my whole explanation. I let them know that we have the coating for the paint, we have one for the glass, one for the trim and
mhm,
tires and stuff, and then that's all included in the price. So like I like how you were like, hey, the
yeah,
windows, they don't need to know that's included, but then you're telling them like we're giving you that for free. So
Yeah.
that's something that
yeah.
I think I should start using. It's my second or third week and this is like my first time getting any kind of sales training and stuff like that. So I mean I've been asking them,
Okay.
I want to get on more calls, or I even told them I'm like, I'll pay for a plane ticket and go out to Arizona to the big dogs and see what they're doing and how they do it and stuff. Like I'm a monkey see monkey do kind of person. So just
Nice.
watching somebody else
Oh,
sell and be successful and like I can see what they say and how they say it, then I can kind of replicate that in my own way to find that success. But right now it's just I feel I don't sound robotic, but I feel robotic just in my calls because I feel like I'm very like I got one trick in my pocket type thing.
Yeah.
okay.
I mean,
So
there's a lot of ways to
do,
slice it
oh
for
yeah,
sure.
definitely. But don't. The thing is the worst thing you can do is to throw something at the wall and hope it's going to stick.
Yeah, and
So
that's what it's felt like
so
lately.
you have to sound kind of joyful on the phone, but not too much, and you can't sound robotic at the same time. So I'll give you a prime example. Hi, this is Petros from Mujo Auto Spa. So I saw that you see my tone of voice. Where
Yeah,
hi, this is just Petros from Mujo Auto Spa. I saw that you fill out the form today.
got it.
I do sound joyful, but I'm not over the top. I'm just energetic, eager,
Friendly.
to get the ball rolling.
Okay.
Yeah.
So totally two spectrums there. They're totally different. But this is honestly, I think that the best person to help you out as far as selling is going to be Aaron. I'm
Okay.
not. I'm
And
good. I'm good, but Aaron's way better than me.
Yeah, because we
and
don't
I,
even
I,
we
I
don't
credit
even do
Caesar
the
where Caesar's
carpet
due to
cleaning
Caesar.
or anything like that. Like we don't we it's not even been a conversation. So that's definitely something that they said like we just strayed away from that because people don't care. But I'm like, but people do care. Like that's
They
something
do.
that's kind of important. Like you're not just getting your car coated, you're getting
No.
like a full detail and then the coat, and
yes.
that just ups the value even more. So maybe I'll talk to them and see if that's something that we can start offering again. Because I mean, RVs and everything, I have no problem selling. Those are easy, but the cars, that's where it gets kind of hard with the having it gone for 3 days, or
Hmm.
just the singular pricing in the terms of, oh well, you found us on Facebook, so we're dropping it $200. Like that's our only price drop essentially.
Yeah.
You
And by
have
the way,
to you have
Kyle,
to make the client live a positive experience. That's where we're at as far as client service is concerned. You
yes.
have to make them live
Yes.
a positive experience.
Got it.
So
Even the
basically,
3-day thing,
oh yeah,
sorry, just to chime in here. Even the 3-day thing, you can frame it as a good thing. Hey, John, we're gonna keep your vehicle for about 3 days so we can really get the paint perfected, right? So,
yeah.
I mean, spin it in a way like that could also help. But Kyle, I put my number here in the chat. Go
Okay.
ahead and shoot me a text, and I'll connect you with Aaron. Aaron, I think he's the guy you're
Oh,
looking
Aaron,
for.
Aaron is top notch, man. As far as selling is
Aaron,
concerned,
yeah, no, you'll love it. You'll love it.
I'm not shabby. I'm not too shabby myself, Cal. But I'm telling you, Aaron is 10 times better than I am.
He is,
Yeah, I
yeah.
want to get on calls with, I mean, even just hearing how you talk to customers or something, that's just how I am. Like I said, I came in here and there's not really been any help other than here's a script, start calling people. And you know I read the script, I know the information, so I took what I needed from it, and like I stay on track for it. But also I'm not just reading the script to people because nobody likes
Right.
that, so I
No,
do make it personable and all that stuff. And even
yes.
the 3 days when people are like, oh well, this guy said he'll come and do it in 4 hours, and I'm like, yeah, well, he's just gonna put a tent up in your driveway, and then you'll probably never see that man again. Like
Exactly.
what
He
we
might be out of
do,
business
and
going into the fall and winter time.
yeah, I'm like, what we do and everything like that, it's a premium service, and we put, the 10 to 15 man hours per car. And like, I build the value and they always see it. But no matter how much the value is, if they're carless and they can't work, then that's their big thing. So I've actually been looking into, how to try to partner with somebody so we can offer that. And like you said, it would be really cool to, just throw that into the final price, so it's not, like another step that they feel like they have to do and another hoop to jump through just to get something done. Like if it's
Right.
all just done for you, like you said, people just want the platter. They don't want to have to go to the buffet and fill it anymore. They
No,
just
that's right.
they want to be served.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
And Aaron has a very similar thing where he keeps the vehicles for about 3 days. So I mean he can really help you
Yeah.
with that. So yeah, Kyle, great question. Yeah, go ahead and take my number there. I'll connect you with Aaron. Aaron is definitely the guy you want to. I think Aaron will be exactly what you're looking for. So I'm excited to connect you guys. With that
Perfect.
being said, Kyle, Patrice, everybody watching or was here, please, or thank you so much for taking the time to listen to us. And we'll see you guys next week. Have
All
a
right.
great week,
Have a
guys.
good
Thank you
Bye
one.
very
bye.
much. You guys have a good day.